Hey guys, what is going on? It is OJPC here, back with another video after like 3 years, and today we're going to be starting a new series called Draft Talks, and this is because I really do drafting a lot, and I want to get better at it. I don't know, people want to get better at it. It's a really fun format to do, and I just want to talk about how I drafted, what I did, and how I did, and like what I drafted, things that you might not see very often on other drafting videos. Point out some cards that some people think are bad but are really good, and I'm just gonna leave the good ones just you know. So things like Aeronaut Admiral, we're not going to be talking about because everyone knows this is good in draft. If you didn't know, there you go. It is great in draft. So the first thing I want to talk about is creatures with 4 toughness, or yeah, just 4 toughness, which was amazing. Um, Here we see a Console Shield Guard here. Now this card locked my opponents down so hard. It was great. It just my opponents had no answers for it, and yeah, it was 4 toughness really helped. It won a lot in combat, and yeah, that's about it. Um, Thriving Ibex here. When this guy got out again, it was really hard for my opponents to lock down. So that's something to keep in mind. Um, I'm looking here. I guess the Mobile Garrison also falls into this category. At one point, I had Thriving Ibex, Console Shield Guard, and Mobile Garrison all down on the field, and they just couldn't deal with it, and I just won the game. There you go. So with this particular deck, I went 3-0, which is quite good. We only do 3 rounds at my gaming store, but I went 3-0. And you might notice that, well, I'm noticing that I only have 1 rare in this pool and a lot of commons. It's Heroic Intervention. I didn't really get to use this card, but I guess it's alright. I was playing a red-black control burn deck, so I didn't really get to use it against that, but I did have it in hand, and I felt a lot more confident playing creatures and stuff because this helped. So removal is removal, right? But we're gonna talk about removal first. So Caught in the Brights, yeah, everyone knows. Like, oh yeah, that's a great card. Something that you might think of passing on is Hunt the Weak, and I was really impressed by this card, like really impressed. It putting the counter on the creature was great. It made my 3/3s 4/4s. You might notice I have a lot of creatures with 3 toughness, as I talked about the 4 toughness. But Aether Herder, we have Revolutionary, we have the Arrow Responder, Druid of the Cowls, a lot of them. Even like when making a 2/2, a 3/3, that's amazing at that point. It knocks out so many creatures. Um, so I was really impressed by these cards. I never felt bad while casting this, so that's always something to keep in mind. I was really impressed with these cards. Another card that I was impressed with up here is Aerial Modification. This won me the game for the last game. I top decked it. We were both running empty, and I was able to swing in the air. It also worked really well with Mobile Garrison, and implement a Ferocity over there, which I'll talk about later. So removal is premier, but obviously you're only, as you can see here, I only have 4 removal spells, and that was the same for like a lot of my opponents. So when I had these guys making my 3/3s 4/4s here, and Aerial Modification making my Mobile Garrison huge as well, they could only really deal with one of those, and I was able to still have a pretty sizable threat either way that just kept beating face, and it worked really well for me. Um, so that was great. Obviously, Implement Ferocity is great mid-pack pick. The drawing the card really puts it all together, and the counter is amazing, especially with flyers like Golar Osprey or Aerial Responder or Aeronaut Admiral or anything with the the modification on it. These are all great cards with the counters. we're Eddie Trailhawk, which we're going to talk about next here. I'm trying to make this short, just so, you know, short. But Eddie Trailhawk here, making my attackers have flying, it really puts this bird on a high priority kill list. And I'm not too sad when I have like a 6/6 Lifecraft Cavalry that they don't want to continually have flying. They have to deal with the Eddie Trailhawk first. So it's like, what do you do in that situation? We're also going to talk about Druid of the Cowl, which you see I have 3 of. So here's a tip. Having like Aeronaut Admiral on turn 3 is amazing. Having any of these on turn 3 is amazing. And having this on turn 4, if you can trigger Revolt, is why even playing the game. I accidentally hit the stand. Oops. Especially, or this on turn 4. It's just, what are you gonna... It's so hard for the other decks to deal with that they couldn't keep up with Druid of the Cowl. So I was really impressed with Druid of the Cowl. For this deck, I was really impressed with it. I just put together a lot of decent cards, and it turned out all right. It didn't really it didn't go too badly. I was also like drafting red as well. I was kind of dabbling into red, and still was managed to put this green-white deck together. Green and white, well, green particularly, I feel like is very strong in this Aether Revolt format, so if you guys want to keep this stuff in mind, make sure you do. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up, share it with your friends if you have any. I don't know if you're watching this video, but, no. But if you guys did, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below, and watch more videos, and hopefully I'll get some more of these decks coming out. I try and draft every week, so hopefully I'll be able to post one of these also every week. So yeah, bye guys.